Stardust on the show. When you hear the trumpet or the piano, Father, kindly put your people in a time. Make it to chocolate, and you are going to put it on chocolate. When you are so easy on me body.
Welcome and good afternoon. This is the Mailbox. I'm Courtney Morrison. Welcome and good afternoon. I'm Courtney Morrison. And this is the Mailbox. Today is January 15, 2025. And today we're dealing with the theme Tech Moves. And it's part one of a two-part series. Just want to remind us that the Mailbox is brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes manufactured in Jamaica by Fosrich Company Limited. Let's listen to the commercial.
Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Fosrich is having a 30% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Drexel, and Montego Bay. Don't miss this solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Open Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Indeed, Fosrich Company.
Yes.
Thank Fosrich for being the sponsor for this mailbox. Indeed, we've been going for 12 years straight today. Well, not today, but this year will make it 13 years. The topic is Tech Moves, and with me is my co-host, Kevin Bailey. The word technology comes from two Greek words translated techne and logos. Techne means art, skills, craft, or the way, manner, or means by which a thing is operated. Logos means word, utterance by which inward thought is expressed, a saying or an expression. John Kenneth Galbraith, in his 1967 book, The New Industrial State, says that technology means the systematic application of scientific or other organized knowledge to practical tasks. At present, we're using technology to definitely solve problems and advance a greater good for everyone in society. So this is the program designed for men with guests who are men, hosted by men, and is aired every Wednesday, unless it's a public holiday, at 5:30 p.m. right here on Love 101, the family station. It's the Mailbox. And again, I'm Courtney Morrison, and with me is my co-host, Kevin Bailey. Well, he'll be back on shortly, having some technical difficulties. So to all our listeners, thanks for making it to Love 101 and making it your station of choice. We're talking about the topic Tech Moves. And this is part one of a two-part series. Technology is a critical component of our world today, indeed. And from communication and time management to manufacturing and healthcare, tech tools have an enormous impact on our lives. Are we utilizing technology to create positive social, cultural, environmental, spiritual, and economic impact for the good? That's the question for today. And we want to ensure that you will find out what is happening with technology and how it's working. And so our guest this evening is Mr. Andre Morgan, and he is the CEO of Live Events Jamaica. Yes, and he will be joining us soon. Let me tell you a bit about him, though. Andre is an IT specialist and CEO of Live Events Jamaica. This is a trailblazing company that has redefined the event industry since its inception in 2014, specializing in comprehensive services such as photography, streaming, videography, and media service. Live Events Jamaica has become synonymous with creating unforgettable, immersive experiences. The company's True Accent began in 2021, marking a pivotal moment in its journey as Andre Morgan's visionary leadership propelled Live Events Jamaica to the forefront of the live events sector. Good afternoon and welcome to the program, Mr. Morgan. It's good to have you.
Yes, good afternoon. It's good to be here.
Thank you very much. Kev, what go on? We seem to be still having some difficulties with Kevin right there. Not hearing him at all. But I guess he will join us soon. But it's great to have you, Mr. Morgan. Your company, Live Events Jamaica, here has been lighting up the landscape of live events, and we want to hear much more about that and how technology has impacted you and how you have been using it to impact others. So in a moment, we'll be hearing from Andre. We just want to continue to say, man and man, remember, we want to hear from you. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Remember, you can leave your comments via our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Also, we're on TikTok at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Ladies, we know something about on listening, and we can't do without you guys. Are we utilizing technology enough to make a positive impact is the question today. You can participate in the program by leaving us a message, ladies, via WhatsApp, Facebook, or YouTube. Remember though, no calls or voice notes allowed. It is just for the men to do that, but you may text us your comments via the number 876-997-3125, or you can just leave a message via WhatsApp or Facebook and YouTube Live. Welcome, Kev.
Thank you. Greetings, Courtney. Greetings to Andre. Welcome to the mailbox. Great to have you, man. Oh man. Well, I think we're gonna do the shout out, Courtney.
Right here, sir.
Yeah. So Andre, we're gonna invite you to shout out with us. We simply say after 3, Monday up. So we want them to know that men are very present. All right. So after 3, 1, 2, 3.
Monday.
Yes. Man in another place. So before we head into the main discussion, it's now time where we preliminarily open the way to our main segment. We want to ask Andre, are we utilizing technology enough to make a positive impact? Yay or nay, Andre?
I would say the simple answer is yes. That's a simple one.
That's a simple one. Well, we'll be going into more details shortly, because we would like to hear how that yes really is true.
Yeah.
You know, we have had persons on, or was it 1 or 2, who had AI technology embedded in their impact. And we know as a Christian society, sometimes we tend to fear technology more than embrace it. So we want to hear from more from you. But we just want to remind our listeners that we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. You can leave your comments via our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Also, we're on TikTok at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Yo, it is indeed a pleasure. Tell us a bit more to your answer, though, Sir Morgan. How is it having a positive impact on our society? We would like to hear a bit more.
So let me state, good evening. Thank you for having me. All right. Let me just put that simple answer right here. We are all in 3 different locations and we're all communicating over the radio. Look at that. That's something positive. It enables connectivity, communication between people who are in different remote spaces. And technology actually is designed to make our lives and our jobs easier. Some might argue that it's making it a bit too easy and making us a bit lazy. However, it does make our jobs easier. So is it positive? Yes, because it makes life a bit more easier. So I'd say from that scope, it is. I think now it comes more now to our social and human responsibility to manage how we use the technology, you know? So I think it really comes down to know how human beings now re-socialize themselves, reculture themselves, and integrate the technology to enhance what they're doing. not necessarily to replace, but to enhance what they're doing. So it is positive, and I think with the right application, we can see the benefits.
Excellent, Sir Morgan. We know, as I was saying, we're going to be hearing a little more from you as to who you are, but you know, there is a fear, it would seem, as I said, especially in Christian circles, especially as we get closer to what we deem as the end times, you know, even though Peter has been declaring the end times over 2,000 years ago, that we become a little fearful, and our lives seem to be one where I know persons don't even have email addresses, they don't go on social media. I have quite a number of persons who I know, and it's not just elderly, but it is based on what circles you're in. What would you say to those individuals?
I'd say, well, as it relates to our identity, because a lot of persons, they're afraid of identity theft, their bank information being stolen, different things like that. All right. So what I recommend to people, maybe this is a bit of a we call it now cybersecurity recommendation, is that you have different email addresses for different reasons. So if you are fearful of having your social media account hacked, create another email address for your social media accounts. I recommend don't have your primary email that you use for business purposes. Don't use it for your social media, because if they get that access to that, they're going to be social media. And as well, we must understand that the world evolves. The way how information is transferred evolves. I remember when I was just studying IT, we used to have fax at that time. Nobody sends fax anymore. We now send emails. Hold on. I even see people using now their WhatsApp to scan an image and send that, and then that can be used as a way of sending documents. Now, is it that an advantage? Yes, we don't necessarily have to wait. Well, even though how money is transferred. Recently, I was doing some business. Needed to get some money from overseas. I got the money within like a couple of hours in my local bank account. All of those things are as a result of technology. So I think people need to get a good understanding of what the processes are and understand that not every part of technology is evil or having the mark of the beast or 666. Some of it actually can enhance that, even the gospel. Recently, I was listening to some interviews about technology and even streaming. And they said that the church since COVID has given new birth online. A lot of churches who were not necessarily streaming prior to COVID are now streaming. And this now is an active tool of evangelism. I remember back then as well, a lot of churches, they would have had nice sermons, nice services, and you have to try to remember every word that the pastor would have spoken. No, you can go back and watch it. You can share it with your friends. You understand? All of those. So I'd say evaluate the processes and see what is maybe anti-biblical and what is, but you can't just throw out everything and demonize everything about technology.
Indeed, indeed. We're talking with Mr. Andre Morgan. He is the CEO of Live Events Jamaica. The program is The Mailbox, and we've been doing this for the last 12 years. This year will be 13. This is Love 101, 31 years strong, becoming 32 in another month. We're going to take our first commercial break, and we're going to come right back after these messages.
I am Maman, yes.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Fastridge is having a 30% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Don't miss this solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Open Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Women's Oasis Ministries presents Transformational Conference, Arise and Build, Foundational Capacity and Legacy Building. Reverend Melody Palmer, Bishop Dr. Neville Owen, Dr. Patricia Huggins, Dean Blair, and others. Registration is free. 876-522-4030. Apostolic Prophetic Worship Experience, Friday, January 17, 6:30 p.m. Conference date, Saturday, January 18, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Green Acres Retreat and Conference Center, 330 to 331 St. Agnes Way, Spanish Town. Sponsored by Holmes Hardware, 101 FM, Marketing, Kingdom Oasis.
It's time to thrive. Get ready for the Women Ignite Success Summit 2025 on Saturday, January 25, Jamaica, Pegasus, Kingston. One full day of dynamic worship and powerful conversations on building kingdom wealth, business, marriage, finding purpose, and more. Featuring Prophet Christopher Bilecki, Megan Ashley, Pastor Diane Fletcher, Dr. Sarah Lawrence Lewis, Dr. Shannon Ashman, and so much more. Women Ignite Success Summit 2025, January 25, Jamaica, Pegasus, Kingston. Get tickets at womanigniteja.com. Powered by Women Ignite Foundation, One Group, and other partners.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations.
Recommendations on what?
On how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm.
We are on the road to republic.
I am a man, yes.
Welcome back. The program is The Mailbox. I'm Courtney Morrison, along with my co-host Kevin Bailey. Our guest is Mr. Andre Morgan. He is the CEO of Live Events Jamaica, and we've been talking a bit about technology. But in this segment, we want to know a little bit more about who is Andre Morgan? Where was he born? How did your life change? Did you envision doing IT? How did this all happen? Were you born with a gold spoon in your mouth? Tell us a bit more about Andre Morgan.
Wow. All right. So Andre Morgan, I was born in the 80s, and it is said to be the last set of sensible people. It's a running joke that I have with my friends born in the 80s. All right. So I was born in Kingston at UA Hospital. I lived in Kingston. My parents moved to Spanish Town. So I grew up primarily in Spanish Town. But listen to this. I moved to Spanish Town when I was in 3rd grade. So from 3rd grade, I had to take bus from Eltham Park to Harvard Primary because they wanted me to repeat a grade at the primary school nearby. So I had to take bus from 3rd grade, go right up to college days. So that was it. I grew up in Spanish Town. I went to Kingston College, Harvard Primary. Went to Kingston College, Fortis.
I could tell you were a Fortis man I'm wondering, where do I know you from?
Yeah, man. So I am Fortis. Went to Vector Technology Institute. I went to UCC, and I did some courses with NCT Vets. I have been a trainer in technology. I trained for computer repairs and servicing. I have trained for data operations. I assess for them as well. I work as a full-time systems administrator, and part-time I do IT training and support for a technology company that has a database product. So I do training and support for that database products.
So therefore you're doing your passion, what you love.
Yes. Ideally, for real. And I think I'm blessed to have to be able to do what I'm passionate about, and I love it. How I came into technology, I was very good at geography and I was good at biology in high school. So I merged both of them, and I said I want to be a marine biologist because geography have to do with land and water, and biology, animals, and so on. So I decided I wanted to be a marine biologist. However, I think I was in 5th form when one day we went over to my neighbor's house and I saw a computer open up. And when I saw that computer opened up before me, my mind just changed. 2 computers at that time, literally.
Snap too.
I remember my father had an old computer that he got from his workplace at home, and it was not booting up. And he carried it back to his workplace for the man to fix it, and he could not fix it. And I remember one night when I was sleeping, I got, like in my head, I said I could probably go into the command prompt and delete a file because that's what is stopping it from booting and so on. So I did a little bit of research, found out how to use command prompt to delete files, went on it myself, and this was even before I started college for IT. Deleted the file myself, and the computer booted up. And there I knew that, yes, the youth have a good enough with technology, So I pursued technology from that day, and believe me, no turning back. I love it, bad.
Awesome. That sounds like technology chose you.
yeah, for real.
No, Andre. Many persons really wonder if technology is going to replace you.
We seem to be having some. He's wondering. We're having technical difficulties with Kevin. He seemed to be asking the question, though. Some people might be worried. Is technology going to replace human beings? Are there going to be the loss of jobs? What can one do if that is so?
I think there will be a loss of jobs, but it won't necessarily replace people. I think what we need to do is to upskill. We have to have upskilling, right? Where we learn how to use technology to make our jobs easier, or sometimes we can even change careers. I remember when even I was just in technology, 2004, I graduated from high school, 2004. And back then, how computers were configured in terms of system units, they're not configured like that anymore. Back then, you had the CRT computers, aka the big back screens, the big back screens, the big back TVs, all of that. And if you observe now, those are no longer in play. Now, persons who would repair those big back screens or big back TVs, what they would have to do is to upskill themselves. In other words, they would have to learn now how to operate on modern devices. We have to understand, that we can't fight technology, because humanity will find a way how to optimize and make things easier for themselves. Technology make a lot of things more efficient. Look at even cars. I remember recently I was fixing something on my car, and I carried it to a more elderly guy. He did not have the scan tool and know how to read the scan tool properly. So I carried it to somebody younger who could read the scan tool. He could now go online on a certain database, and he could diagnose my problem and then get solution to fix it. So that mechanic now has to upskill themselves. They have to now learn how to use Google. They have to learn how to use the internet. They have to learn how to use different forums to solve problems. Now, it makes it a bit easier for them if they know how to use the tool. It will not, I don't believe technology will fully replace human beings. It might replace some jobs, tasks, and processes. However, people like me, you're going to need us to service some of these things. You're going to need us to train people how to use them. You're going to need people to program, to write programs, and so on. So I believe that we just need to upskill ourselves. We need to reevaluate our processes and get with it. It's work from home is now this thing where people are having remote jobs. You live in Jamaica, you're earning US dollars, working for a big company somewhere overseas. All of those things are as a result of technology. So I think humans will not be replaced entirely. Just some jobs might be, the job configuration might change a bit. But we can, upskill ourselves, man. Get with it, man. Learn. We can come with it, man.
But Sir Morgan, some persons are saying, though, life seems to be made a bit more simpler with these technological tools, but the costs associated with them, are higher. I remember before persons used to scan my car, a service charge would be like $2,000. Now it's like $5,000 to put a scan machine. And in a couple of seconds, minutes, the problem is diagnosed. No hard work, no going there, but I'm charged more. How that work?
Yeah, all right. So you're not paying me for my time. You're paying me for my knowledge. You understand? We have to understand, with the technology, there comes an improvement in how we perform service and greater level of efficiency. All right. So you have, and for us to get to that level where we can take 2 minutes, diagnose a problem and solve it, it did not just come just like that. It maybe would have taken some time before of study, research, and evaluation, and so on, And after that, then we are now able to diagnose a problem easily, So you're not necessarily paying for what we do, you're paying for what we know.
Wow. So Courtney, you have to just pay the bill, right? Let me ask you.
What things can you do?
Yeah, Andre, persons, in their 50s going up and sometimes apprehensive about this technology. What are some of the basic tips you would say? Somebody who really is afraid, apprehensive, don't know what to do. What's the next step? What are some simple tips you would say in order to use technology for our advantage?
All right, I would say one, get yourself, you have to dispel the fact that technology is 100% evil. All right? Technology is a tool. And whatever tool, given the type of hands that it is in, it is used for good and can be used for bad. All right? So we have to dispel that fact first. All right? We now have to have an open mind to learn, to us to understand that this thing is not coming to get me. This thing is not coming to eat me. It's actually going to help me to make my life a little bit easier, a little bit better. You can actually sign up as well for technology or computer classes. And I did a set of computer classes once with a lot of over 50 people. And can I tell you, some of those same over 50 people, they are now proudly creating their PowerPoints, proudly typing their documents, proudly even texting me and having that well-written sentence for some simple tasks and so on. So I think, they say that once the mind can conceive it, you can achieve it. You have to understand that you can do it. Take your time and learn, and you have to have active practice. You understand? What I realized with some of my students from the older set of students that I had, they only use the technology for class or in class. And I started to say to them, practice, man. Turn on the computer, browse around, take up the phone, look on the features, things like that. And after a while, it became now a part of them. You understand? It is just that now we have to apply the discipline. However, I think that we can embrace it. And I think that doesn't matter what age you are, you can learn how to use the technology. You understand? Using a remote. If you can use a remote, you can use a phone.
So Kevin, you can go beyond using the remote now.
Yes.
You can do other things quite efficiently. I love what you have said though, and I've been hearing this by many persons who are involved in technology saying it is a tool, yes, and it's really who is hands that tool is in as to how it is utilized. And I think more and more persons need to recognize that and come into the reality that it is up to us. So if the person have an evil heart, a knife can be used to kill someone, but a knife can be used to cut up your meat and cut up your food and ensure that all is well. No, so I go.
Exactly. So
we're up on our second commercial break right about now. And so we want you to just stay tuned. I'm Pastor Courtney Morrison sitting in with Kevin Bailey. Our guest is Mr. Andre Morgan. We're talking about tech moves, and this is part one of a two-part series. It's now 6 p.m. in the afternoon. We go for a break.
The time by Grace Good Move is
6 p.m. right here in Love.
Did you know that there are many exciting careers in public health? Join the Ministry of Health and Wellness for its Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair 2025, Wednesday and Thursday, January 22nd and 23rd, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily on the UWI campus. Learn about exciting and emerging career opportunities in public health. Walk with your resume for on-site interviews for available jobs across the island. Entertainment, giveaways, and free health screening. We've got them. Admission free. A career in health, the roadmap to success.
Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Fosbridge is having a 40% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Don't miss this solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Open Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I am Maman, yes.
Welcome back to the mailbox here every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. here on your favorite station, Love 101 FM. Courtney Morrison, Kevin Bailey in the place, and our very special guest, Andre Morgan, helping us to unpack difficulties, challenges. How do we use technology as a tool? Tell me something, Andre. In the church, for instance, is there a place for this, including AI or Chat GPT? No, because you know the apprehension and all of that argument around it. Talk to us about that.
All right. Is there a place for technology, or you want me to go AI? Which one do you want me to go to first?
In fact, I really want to go AI. But if you have to mention the technology, because I know we're using it, we're getting better at it. But be comprehensive. But you have to touch AI.
All right, no problem. All right. So technology used in the church, does it have its place? Let me give you a scenario. Recently, the projector went down. So you cannot imagine when the songs that are not necessarily in the songbook, the worshiping songs or the redemption, or you understand, when those songs are now being sung by the praise team, we can understand that some of the persons take a little while to catch on because they don't have the words beautifully projected that they can, catch on easily. Yes, it does have a place in the church. Technology has helped us to have a better corporate worship, especially with new songs. Technology has allowed the church now to be on a wider platform. For my church, we have a lot of persons who are in the diaspora who were a bit out of touch prior to COVID. Nowadays, we see them watching our service, making their comments and so on, especially during the pandemic when America had a more stricter regime as it relates to churches. Our services was what kept them going, I heard. You understand? No. This thing called AI, artificial intelligence, that they say will replace human intelligence. But listen to the first word in AI, artificial, right? Which means that it cannot replace the real. Yeah, you understand? We have to understand that. It is computer-based intelligence that can assist humans in carrying out their tasks, especially some of the softer tasks. So, like for example, now Zoom has that AI transcribing feature where after a meeting, normally the secretary would take notes and so on, or you'd have to watch back or listen back to the whole recording to hear what happened. Now, Zoom can actually transcribe the notes from your meeting, and you'll get that within an instant from the meeting is finished. Now, you can get a summary of the meeting and get detailed notes and so on. Now, you now have the notes or the minutes. Let me put it that way. You have the minutes from the last meeting available at the end of the first one. That is AI for you. You understand? AI sometimes has a feature, because we're talking about with the church, right? So with streaming,
right.
Some AI have a feature where it can translate into different languages. So maybe the closed caption can be done in a different language. So the church don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money in trying to transcribe and translate their stream into another language. There are AI tools that can help to translate what the pastor or the presenter is saying, so that persons who are from different places of the earth, who speak different languages, can now understand what we are saying. Is it not an advantage of AI? Yes, it is. Even with your church membership and so on, AI, you can have your list of members and so on, and you can use AI to help sort through your membership. So if you need to do any type of data, any type of research, any type of statistical data that you need on your members, AI can assist you with that. Hey, look at this now. Sermon preparation or teaching preparations. As long as you can use correct references and so on, you can use AI to help you in preparing your presentations to give to the people. Recently, I used it. Recently, because, all right, so let me just give one little disclaimer. A little bit about me. I am the youth director for my organization as well. So every year we would have our general convention, youth convention, and I normally have a speech that I have to give, right? I use AI to correct my grammatical errors, because I work in IT, so you know where you go sometimes. We don't have all the English right. So I could use AI to help correct my grammatical errors. And I could use AI as well to format my speech in a way where I can have it presented in a palatable way. You understand? So AI does assist me. I didn't necessarily have to call the secretary and say to her, can you help me X, Y, and Z? I could just plug in my notes in the AI tool and it could help me sort it out. So yes, AI does have a place in the church. It does.
Sir Andre Morgan, my Fortesian friend. Some persons may say, but you have the devil assisting you to do your work and then preaching it as a sermon. You have taken on the mark of the beast. And how is it that you are using it? But based on what I've heard you say, we have been using AI for quite some time without it being called AI. Yes. and we just have not recognized it. I'm not sure how we're going to alleviate the fears of some persons. I believe we just have to ensure that we're there. But I want you to tell us and help us also with the whole matter of technology. You know, the scripture talking of, in sense of saying, and of the increase of knowledge there shall be no end. Do you believe that that is a prophetic word about technology taking its place in society and helping us? Or is it something that's going to devastate us?
Well, technology.
The nuclear bomb was never created. Nuclear fission was never created to form the atom bomb, but someone used that tool of nuclear fission to make it an atom bomb. Do you think we are heading for devastation with the increase in advanced technology?
You know, to tell you the truth, I don't think this technology is a problem, you know. I think it is really the evil in man's heart is a problem. Because without technology, they would probably try to find some other way to carry out. Look here, there have been many times where evil people have tried many different things to prevail on the earth. We had wars long before technology, you know. We had infighting long before technology. We read the Bible, we see we had a lot of wars, infighting, a lot of that. It is just that people are just using technology now as a tool to help them carry out their evil mandate. So I believe we too need to use technology now as a tool to carry out now the good mandate. You understand? We cannot be ignorant to all technology, because in us being ignorant, it would probably make us ignorant now to the devil's devices as well. Yeah. Because if he's going to use technology as a way to get us, and we don't understand it any at all, we are ignorant to his device if we are putting it in that category. You understand?
Preach it, brother.
So we have to learn the technology, and we can now filter it through the Christian framework and now apply the good news and the good things of it. Nowadays, because I'm the youth director, I can check up on the how the youth are doing easier. I have their number. We just call them and say, how are you doing? This and that. We can send them a text message. we can send an encouraging quote, send an encouraging image. We can record a voice note in prayer and send that. All of that is technology. We understand? So I think Christianity needs to embrace technology. Well, we have websites for churches where persons can get information on the churches. Wow. We can have even online membership now. You understand? Persons who might be in remote areas who can't access a church home, they can access a church online and have their membership online. Look here, they can pay them tithes online, pay their offering online. We have to get with the time. You understand? Because we're putting ourselves at a disservice if we don't embrace. And as I said, the same discipline that we would employ in any generation, because this thing is generational. No, the discipline that you would employ in any generation, where you don't overindulge, you don't use it for evil, things like that. We have to know, put that discipline in play, and then we should be, we can be okay, man. We can, man. We have to get with the times.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, as a follow-up, we're sometimes challenged to attract our young people in church, and also to keep them interested in different ministry areas. Could the technology, including AI, help us in reaching them? Because I'm wondering, where do they go to get information? Are we still using the old mediums when they might be paying attention to other stuff? Talk to us a little bit about that, Andrew.
All right. So I'm glad you asked me that question. So I still have a Facebook account. I said I was born in the 80s. So I still have my Facebook account. And recently, I was communicating with some of the younger ones. And I was telling them that I don't see anybody engaging with our national page on Facebook. And they were laughing after me. I said, nobody on Facebook again.
Nobody uses Facebook anymore.
You have to go to Instagram. So I said, okay. So I created an Instagram account. Now, that allows information to be passed out easier. I think what we have to do as well, in every generation, not everybody will be lost. Not everybody is idle with the technology. We have to find some younger persons who are passionate about Christ, who knows how to navigate the technology. Because look here, me working at technology, and I had to get some teenagers to teach me how to use Instagram, to teach me how to reel, to teach me how to do all of the little things them. And I formed a media and communication unit, which was new to the church at the time. Formed that unit and said to them, say, all right, we got some young people from different places who love upon them phone and something, and we just get them now to start making posts, and we keep that page going and going and going. We know whenever we're having an event, probably some of my elders watching, whenever we're having an event, right? When any event is being held, you just have to write one letter, dear church and pastor and congregation, greetings in the mighty name of Jesus, or let's say Lord, Savior, and soon coming King, and we do that thing, we do that letter, right? But you know what we do? We create a nice little graphic poster with maybe the key presenters and so on, shoot that out on Instagram. The young people, they come, and we try to create a little synergy going into the event now. So you might have a 1 or 2 person say, look out for this, we're coming in here. Look out for this, we're coming here. And we just keep the page going with activities for a period of time. And when you're doing that now, the young people, they keep on seeing it over and over and over again. It now piques their interest. And then, boom, you see the young people just appear. They're actively engaged in worship. They're actually interested in the things of God. I don't believe, from my experience where I'm at, I don't believe that young people are as disinterested in God as we say. I think we need to change our approach. I think that is what is lacking.
Yes.
Change our approach. we're trying to see what they can do.
Amen, brother. You're preaching it.
Right.
And that's the way it ought to be preached. John Williams taught me some years ago that music is amoral. You can't play a godly A flat or ungodly A flat. And I think technology is the same. Sometimes as church we miss it. I'm happy to have you. We're on our final break. It's 6:15 in the evening here at Love 101. The program is the mailbox. Courtney Morris along with Kevin Bailey. Our guest is Mr. Andre Morgan. We're talking about tech moves. We'll soon come back.
Man, I am a man, I am. We've seen a lot of our customers make some good moves over the years. Whether it's sharing a hug with a friend you haven't seen in a long time or sharing a meal, growth has been there. So let's keep making these moments together, because rest assured, every time you choose growth, you know you're making a good move. Always a good move when you're moving with grace.
Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plus, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze.
I am a man, yes.
Strong man, integrity man, I am a man. Welcome back to the mailbox, here every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. on your favorite radio station, Love 101 FM. Courtney Morrison, Kevin Bailey in the place, and Andre Morgan is our very special guest. I have to just remind our listeners that starting this Sunday is Kingston Keswick at Boulevard Baptist Church, 7 p.m. every night, and it's gonna be a great time. And I want you to know that Youth Night, our very dear producer Jermaine Johnson, will be speaking at Boulevard Baptist Church, 24th of January. And then the man them gather the Saturday, last Saturday, that's the 25th. And we have on the panel Jukal Dial from Love, Dr. Wayne Henry and Dr. David Henry, along with Dr. Stevenson Samuels as moderator. We're looking at the truth about men. So big up, and we want people to support Kingston Kids. Courtney.
So interesting, you know. That's some power packed. Jermaine Johnson, Jukal Dyer on the panel, along with Reverend David Henry and the other Henry. I mean,
Dr. Wayne Henry.
Don't it?
Yeah.
Right? I imagine you have the energy man himself, Reverend Samuel Steve. You remember those days of Birthright? Oh my God.
Of course. Oh, original.
Come out, man. So, Andre, you know, we're in our final segment, and we want to know how, you know, with all the technology, sometimes as we hear, I don't know if this is something that will speak to the over 45-year-olds and 50s and 60s, mine and Kevin age, you know, as how to move from a place of feeling traumatized and depressed about this whole. How can we continue to encourage? I mean, I heard you preaching it in the final part, but we may still have some persons out there who are feeling overwhelmed and indeed still feeling that, you know, you can't say anything you want to say. We still hold fast to what we believe it's going to be the downfall and the devil tricking you. I don't know why I feel like to stress this part, but I guess probably because in my age group, I know quite a number of persons who still hold fast to this. You know, I'm the head of a particular organization here in Portmore, and some of the members, one time having an online meeting, they're not turning on the Zoom. what I mean, these are church leaders. If the head of the church in so many church denominations are not with it, what hope we have to convince them it is not the devil's playground?
I think what we can continue to do is to continue to speak of the positive impacts that it can have. Because I must say that sometimes the conversation is a bit one-sided, where we hear about the disadvantages over the advantages. And what that does is creates a narrative. You know, something that I have learned. The narrative is not always the truth. The narrative is just the more popular information. So we have to now make popular the information that technology is not out to get you. It's not out to, all right, being on technology don't make you less anointed. It doesn't take away your anointing. It doesn't take away your gifting. It does not take away anything from you. It actually can help you to spread the word more. So we have to speak to the advantages more. We have to speak more to the advantages. And I guess over time, they will, hopefully embrace it little by little. Let them see that they can watch back the sermon after it is preached. And, I know that sometimes, like for your YouTube page, if it is monetized, it can generate some form of income as well. Let them understand that the church can grow and can expand by having a broader community of the online space. And I think we have to help them to understand as well that online church does not replace real church. It doesn't really, it doesn't. You understand? It is just, it just enhances and gives you a broader reach, So you right. Understand that. Yeah, man.
Okay. Andre, somebody's asking, can I find a wife through technology? Can I find a husband? What about romance and love life? Talk to us your perspective on that, very important for us because, we're human beings, very interested in intimate relationships. We want that life partner so we can be happy or we can give happiness. Yeah, talk to us your perspective on that with technology.
All right, so let me give you. So recently I was having a conversation with one of my friends, right? And he was saying to me, he saw a young lady that he was, she was looking attractive to him. And he said that he got her IG handle, Yeah. So he looked her up on IG and he could see her profile. And from that, he could make a determination whether he was interested in her, yes or no. You understand? So does that assist with the dating perspectives? I believe it does to an extent, because you can, to an extent, know a bit about the person prior to, so you can know whether it makes sense you even consider dating this person. It is a space as well where people can meet. People do meet online first and then they meet in person. So it is. I don't think online would replace wholesome human-to-human interaction. What it does, it allows people to stay a bit more connected while they're apart. And it is also a meeting place as well for people as it relates to the dating scene. Those things. I think the online dating. Okay, you will have a church sister who sings very well, or a church brother who preaches very well, and somebody might be online who might be interested in them, and they receive that initial attraction because of how well and that passion that person does the work of the Lord with. You understand? So it is, to me, not much difference from them being there in person and they can just shoot them a message in their DMs and so on. It is just that now we now have to have that level of control, that filter, that godly filter now, so we don't send nudes and things like that. Yeah, we're understanding, and we can also, and we can it does help with the dating scene. It can help, with the dating scene. It's a tool, It's a tool. Knife is a tool. Fork is a tool. Spoon is a tool. Is what we use it to do. Well, let's go, man.
Indeed, it is, because we know that in Jamaica, one of the most notorious gang leaders went to sixth form at a most popular high school and did very well. What they use that knowledge to do is a big question. A voice note from a female listener, Janet Witter, is asking for a contact number, Mr. Morgan. She's also suggesting that we should seek to hold seminars in churches to dispel fears about AI being the mark of the beast. And I believe, yes, education is where we need to go, and to re-educate is something that is necessary.
Can I just say something real quickly about AI? You know what AI really is? It's really a compilation, of information and research of human beings. When you plug in a search in an AI, like say ChatGPT, what it really does, it scrubs the internet for different research papers that are related to that topic, and it now presents it to you in a format that is easily read by you now. That's what it does. So really, AI is just gathering our knowledge and presenting it back to us. That's what it's really doing. So this is why I said it is really artificial intelligence. Not wanting to go too much in it, because it's not necessarily a technology show. However, the basics of how AI started, right? They have it like you have answer gates, right? So you have no and yes, right? And what AI does really, it goes to all the no's until it gets a yes. That's what it really does. So it searches everything until it finds something that matches what you are searching for. You understand? So from back then, when we doing we know the two technology, but so AI is really knocking on a lot of wrong doors and opening the right one. That's it. What is really it is simplest term, but the information must come from somebody. The AI does not necessarily generate information on its own, It's really what people put on there. So we have to understand what AI really is, and know that it's not.
Andre, how do persons get in touch with you, Andre? Because we don't want the show to finish. Without you telling us.
All right. You can WhatsApp me. It is 876-783-2942. 876-783-2942. That's on WhatsApp, or you can give me a direct call. That's on my access. Andre.morgan.777 on Instagram.
Thank you very much, Sir Morgan. We say thanks to Dr. Nadine Blair, Operations Program Manager, and to our avid producer. He's always working, Jermaine Johnson. Thanks to you, Mr. Andre Fortis Morgan, CEO, Live Events Jamaica. And we want to end the show with this quote: the technology you use impresses no one. The experience you create with it is everything. Sean Gerety said that.
That's it for show this week. Catch you next week, Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. Same place, same time, inside the mailbox. The mailbox was brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes, manufactured in Jamaica by Fosrich Company Limited. Thanks again, Andre. Monday, yo.
I am mama, yes. Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Fosrich is having a 40% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps.